to the green and moved it closer to the fairway. And so he's so wise and so much knowledge in architecture, but you've also got to use the data. That's a lot of great information.
Second for Hoffman from 164. So that's a pretty inviting hole location at the first. A little bit of a handshake in terms of where the hole is cut, but it still plays 490 yards. Thank you very much.
And Muirfield Village is paying ode to Muirfield Golf Links in Gullin, Scotland, which is where Mr. Nicholas won the Open Championship in '66. That was the first of his 3 claret jugs. And actually, that victory helped him complete the career Grand Slam. Played every year since 1976, so the 46th playing of the Memorial. Incredible some of the team competitions that it's hosted here, John. A Ryder Cup, a Solheim Cup, and a President's Cup. The President's Cup was in 2013.
Second for Strafacci, whose drive pulled up short of the bunker over there.
Just all depending on the lie. The angle is good. What a great experience to win one of the, probably the greatest amateur event you can win in the world, the US Amateur, and then get a chance to play at the Memorial.
First featured group ready to go here in a moment. StewartCink has already pegged it. He's ready to get things started here.
Yeah, maybe so.
Player of the Year on what's now the Korn Ferry Tour. That was back in 1996, 25 years ago. Then Rookie of the Year on the PGA Tour the next season.
Only been one guy ever to do that since. Sungjae Im.
Please welcome our 8:25 starting time. First on the tee from Duluth, Georgia, StewartCink.
I guess you could add Scotty Scheffler to that list as well, right?
Oh, you're right. Excuse me. Yeah. My apologies.
Select company, though.
Yes.
3 players through the years.
Yep. Thank you. And this is even less than a 3-wood here. Looks like some sort of hybrid club. Take that first bunker out of play.
We have dispatched Mr. McGinnis with these 2.
And this is a fine start at the left edge. Oh, might be drawing too much.
Next to play from Dallas, Texas, HarryHiggs.
Another good season for HarryHiggs at 63rd in the points race to start the week. Projection of 65th right now. A couple of top 10 finishes, including a runner-up to StewartCink at the Safeway Open back in mid-September.
And that 4th place finish at Kiowa a few weeks ago is a life changer. Gets him into the rest of the majors, Masters next year. And that's a good start right there.
You start showing up in some of the biggest events on the golfing calendar. I mean, he doesn't lack confidence, but it certainly validates how you feel about your game.
Well, let's see the touch here from young Tyler Strafacci off the back edge of the green here.
Yeah, at least we can see a lot of the golf ball. And this green actually tilts from center towards the back, so this pitch will be slightly back up the hill.
Strafacci and Andy Ogletree, the back-to-back U.S. Open winners from Georgia Tech. And you can add Matt Kuchar and Bobby Jones to that list of Yellow Jackets who have claimed the USAM. Tried to put some air under that one from short range, and I got away from him. Behind the first green is not the miss. A long par-saving attempt here for Strafacci. And here's Hoffman, start his Sunday with a birdie.
It's a comfortable one. reasonably flat, going to move to the left. And quite got it high enough.
4 wins out here for Charlie. Been a little while though. 2016 Valero Texas Open, the most recent.
But you mentioned all the runner top 20s. I think it's been 7. Still a solid, consistent performer as you move into your mid-40s.
Long par saver here for Strafacci. Will come up short. Limited starts out here, as you would expect for a young player without full eligibility out here. Just his 5th start of the season.
Yeah, I think as winning the US Amateur, you can get 7 starts, so you pick and choose wisely. And the goal, really, John, is to try and earn enough non-member FedEx Cup points to get into those 3 Corn Ferry Tour finals events.
Yeah, if you're fortunate as a young player, just flip it into Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, well,
just go bonkers.
No one does that.
Eventually, Will have his PGA Tour card. It may not be until the end of the season.
Eventually.
Like it traveled through the intermediate cut into the primary cut over there, John, maybe just by a half step.
Looked like Reagan was going to hit it there for a minute. Yes, and this rough is formidable now. We talked about it on Thursday, and then we got rain, and now we've had a few days of sun.
I'm telling you. Find a bathroom? Yes. In fact, I just walked over there 100 o'clock to the left. Went up into that little cubby? Yeah, like where you walk in outside that picnic area, there's 2 bathrooms up there.
And I'm just going to swing, like, I'm going to open the face a little bit and play like a cut.
It's going to swing down the plane.
Swing down the low tree here.
Yeah. All right, I'm good with it.
I'm going to open the face so if it glances off to the right, that's the miss.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this is going to get hung up pretty bad.
Yeah, it's all about the strong wrists through there, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Really worried about the heel and the hosel. Oh, and he should have been. This is way left. Clip the tree, and it's back in the fairway. That was quite fortuitous. That could have gone anywhere.
Okay, thanks.
John, what he was trying to do with that cut of primary rough going so far left, he was trying to avoid it, so he was going to go swing down the line of the rough and try and hit the big cut, but he was just unable to put any curvature on it. But you mentioned good break. Probably with no way to about advance it if you try to take the normal swing.
Now Higgs.
And this was a draw that's not drawing. It's okay though.
Yeah, loves to hit shots, and I think that goes along with his personality.
70 yards.
Just inside the ball with Higgs on the same line.
He sort of lost the plot yesterday. Open even par through 2 days, but 77 round 3.
Doc Redman at 4 over through the opening 54 here.
Another US Amateur champion, so back-to-back with
Next to play from
Strafacci,
St.
a
Simons
couple of groups
Island,
ahead.
Georgia, JT Poston.
PGA Tour winner, JT Poston, the pride of Western Carolina University.
Yeah, won, I believe, 6 times there and did not have any status when he Monday qualified on the Corn Ferry Tour and turned that into getting a PGA Tour card and hasn't looked back since.
From the one stoplight town of Hickory, North Carolina.
Beautiful spot over there. I'm sure John McGuinness can attest to that.
Champions Tour used to play there at Rock Barn.
Yes. Nice pull. Long one for Higgs birdie up ahead here.
Big sweeper from right to left.
It sweeps under the hole.
Unfortunately, John, the cicadas didn't take Sunday morning off.
It's odd because yesterday morning they slept in, and today they're in full voice.
Well, they're the life of the party here up in Ohio. I think they're just out to watch the other regular bon vivant, HarryHiggs.
Let's see what Stewart learned from Harry's putt here.
Well, he knows what it's going to do. Harry showed him.
A guy who's experimented with a lot of different methods and techniques and grips and equipment on the greens through the years. Craig?
Yeah, I think you just keep the left hand solid and the right hand is now used as a guide. Yeah, you always got to experiment, to tinker, and see if some method will work.
We're out of position, so that costs him an opening bogey today. And a few feet remaining for par here for Higgs. Brimming with enthusiasm.
Difficult par fours on the front nine.
And here's Harry.
It's really a very efficient golf swing, isn't it, Craig?
It is. For a big man, sort of just get the weight moving. There's not a lot of excess movement. The club seems to swing on a consistent plane.
3 wood for Cink off the first 2 tees here today.
See if he can improve on that first one. Start missing fairways out here can make for a long morning.
Straight as an arrow there. And John, you mentioned the formidable rough, and now you're early in the morning with the dew and the humidity, even more important to find the short stuff.
Early Sunday morning featured group coverage to you. Go.
I'm close. Getting bad luck with it, so we gotta go 6 to 13, so that's 133, 139 to 136. 139? You saying does the guy get that far? I don't think it does. You don't think a downslope shoots it out a little more? You know what? Just like what I said, I got things going for it, Spirit, today. That's true, but is this a dumb decision like 6 yesterday? We're downwind, it's a different story. Is this the right call? Yeah. Okay, let's see it. Looking at the right half of that bridge back there. Right into that bridge. Right half of it. Okay, the left edge of the rough. That's right.
Okay, 142 downhill. Almost no room between the bunker and the flag. And that's prudent over there to the left.
Yeah, we heard a lot of the chatter when we won at Harbortown between he and Reagan, and they sort of used that decade method, trying to pick their spots and always sort of playing from the center of the green towards flag sticks, not taking too many risks.
I think Harry's going to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, why not?
I think he's good.
And less talkative for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what he's
Doesn't hang around, does he? Once he's over the shot.
There's no need to at 8:45 on a Sunday morning.
Here's Varner's first tee shot of this Sunday morning.
It's getting to the point now with
Next to play from Glasgow, Scotland, Martin Laird.
this will get ready for Martin Laird, but with Harold Varner, he's been out here 5 or 6 years now, and I think the pressure begins to mount. He's got a game certainly worthy enough of collecting a trophy. Certainly not going to happen this week, but you see guys like HarryHiggs continue a couple of seconds and a fourth at the PGA that John McGuinness mentioned, and gives you a little extra motivation to try and get out there and break through, which is what Martin Laird did earlier this season in Vegas. 3-time winner now.
Yeah, a couple titles in Las Vegas,
Yep.
more than a decade apart. He's always been able to launch it high and long, and Laird will start the week with a fairway hit. Up ahead, Poston for par.
Yeah, such a good putter. And just throw it out there to the right, let it die in. Guys having trouble reading this, but not JT. Well done.
Kind of the Brendan Todd method, isn't it? Tall, lanky guy whose arms just kind of hang naturally.
Yeah. Always reminds me of Andy North. Had that short putter, and man, he was as tall as
So good.
many that played this tour, and they just let the arms hang. Sort of, the more you let them hang from their sockets, the more that you can reduce the tension.
StewartCink's victory at Harbour Town was his third there, including 2000. So he won 2021. So imagine winning the same event more than 2 decades apart. That defines longevity.
He's been out here so long that the sponsors have changed. Back then it was the Greater Hartford Open. I mean, excuse me, the MCI, and then it was the MCI Heritage, and now it's the RBC Heritage. You think he won the NEC Invitational, which went to the WGC Bridgestone, and then he won the Greater Hartford back in 1997, and then in 2008 was a Travelers. That does certainly lead credence to the longevity, over 600 events.
John, he may not have played in the Sammy Davis Jr. Greater Hartford Open, but you get the idea. Stewart's been around for a while.
He's been around long enough that he and I played quite a bit of golf together. I'm sure he played with Perksy quite a few times as well.
Yeah, sure did.
You know, Perks, at some point in time, we're going to cover a year of golf, and no one that we played with wins a golf tournament, but that's not going to happen this year.
Exactly.
Stewart rattles that one in for a birdie at the second. Nice bounce back after the drop shot at 1.
Well, I think he opened the floodgates, winning the very first event of the season. Then Brian Gay jumped in there. Another 48-year-old. It was sort of the class of the 40-somethings breaking through early in the season. Sergio obviously winning, and Jackson.
Well, and it was at that Safeway and doing highlights on the Midnight Sports Center that Scott Van Pelt nicknamed this guy the Big Rig.
Yeah, I like it.
He said he's a big rig. He got his sunglasses at 7-Eleven, and Harry loved it. Thought it was awesome.
So we're through a couple of holes of our first featured group here. Playing under par here this week. Good look at the elevated teeing ground here at the third as we peel back toward the fairway.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Pretty calm out there right now. We were on the air till just before 6 Eastern last night, and from about maybe 4 p.m. on, it really started to whip and swirl around this place, didn't it?
And certainly, John, the forecast is for the wind to pick up as the day progresses.
Just a hint of it right now. But what there is from the same direction we saw yesterday.
High, soft draw down the right center of the fairway.
It wasn't surprising for that win at RBC Heritage the week before. It finished 12th at the Masters. Start before that, top 20 at the Honda. So, a lot of good form throughout the entire year, including those 2 wins.
Harry thinking about hitting driver. It goes back into the bag. Or not. Going with the utility club for position here.
Yeah, Johnny started with driver, then thought about 3-wood, and now I think this is the right play. Just the hybrid down there, try and get it down there about 260, 265.
There just isn't a whole lot of room over there. There's just not very many good things that can happen and a whole lot of bad ones that can happen.
Nice.
He seemed like he was perturbed to have to hit something less than a driver. These young kids in their 20s just like to get up there and smash driver whenever they can.
This goes against his DNA.
Exactly, exactly. Send it.
Come on, Harry. 5 over on a Sunday morning.
Exactly.
Back at 1. Larry got himself a little out of position there. And now he's really busy.
Continues to remain out of position. Remember, the tee shot with the driver found the fairway, so huge mistake. And now brings 6 into the equation very quickly.
Victory TPC Summerlin out in Vegas came in extra holes earlier this season. Hideki moments away from starting his final round here.
Playing some golf today.
The man from the land of the rising sun alongside Scotland's Russell Knox today. Let's see if Hideki can find the form that was woefully lacking yesterday en route to that 79.
Well, he's certainly been the best off the tee in the field, leads and strokes gained. But the iron game has betrayed him, and so has the putter. He's the worst in the field, the guys that made the cut. And that's a good start.
Next to play from Inverness, Scotland, Russell Knox.
Player who hits a lot of fairways, generally 70%, right in that neighborhood. Top 10 or so on the tour, 16th best on the week. 30 out of 42 here for Russell Knox.
And he's rifled through some instructors over the past 2 or 3 years. He's always a great and consistent ball striker, but searching for the cure to what ails the inconsistencies that have plagued him over the last couple of years.
Sorry, Russell. I think I did that to you. 1:40 Eastern Time. Final 2 of the day. Morikawa and Kentley at 12 under. To the 3rd, and Higgs' first play here at the par 4.
What little wind there is helping.
Flag kind of hanging back there, cut deep into the green, and Higgs will have to come out of the bunker. We'll check in on the action back at the first, a little bonus coverage. Varner for birdie. Another good solid season for Varner, 67th in the points race. Good day, Billy Kratzert. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Swanee. How are you?
Excellent.
You know what? HV3, you know, his back's been...
Bunker? Exactly. It does. Yeah, let's see it.
Well, you really have to hit down hard on this one.
Yeah, this is all about coming in steeper angle. Players like to try to hit.
Pretty.
Yeah, they like to try to play as much of a cut shot as they possibly can, Johnny, and that had to look good in the air all the way.
Yeah, that was excellent.
And good morning to you, John.
And you too, BK.
Lara's had his hands full back at the first. The best he can do is bogey.
Boy, the presentation of this golf course this week, the weather they dealt with Thursday and Friday, and now Saturday and Sunday, fabulous.
And it's taken out a completely different personality each day this week.
But I just want to say about Harold, you know, it's nice to see him to where he's going to go into the last 11 events of the year to where, okay, do I have to really hustle going into that final event window?
Yeah, the stress is off a little bit this year.
Exactly.
Higgs from the bunker here, John.
And this is a deep bunker back here. And he's going to get to try it again.
Towel, please.
It didn't get any easier.
Good bunker players, you see them widen out, but they'll really carry their hands low. That's an awesome shot right there.
Back at the first with Hideki.
Well, yesterday, tough day. You know, just really couldn't make any birdies, couldn't make any putts, couldn't get anything going, so. Trying to get something to happen today, try to cling on to that, but another indication, 193 yards, pretty good, well-struck shot, and it's still released 35 feet.
Back at the third here, John, where it looks like HarryHiggs may have got into John McLaren's sock drawer. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe you can get some intel on that when they head up to the fourth.
It's kids today.
Okay.
They do this. I don't understand it. At least they're not black. I see that look in the airports and places, and I don't understand it. He's got some coordination going here, though. It matches the hat.
There you go. Well, pops for a birdie here. This for two in a row.